Right guys, let's go for a one of those videos that's probably going to cause some debate. So, I bought Krista's new book. Right. I tend to try to buy every new book that comes out on ninjutsu. I think one of the aims of my life is to buy every single book that was ever published on ninjutsu and create, a catalogue from the beginning to end. Now, I know me at university have actually created a list and I'll try and follow that. But of course, that's going to be a lifelong task. So any new books on ninjutsu, I buy. I buy Eric's stuff when he brings out ninjutsu stuff. I buy Krista's stuff. I've tried buying Don Roley's stuff. I've bought one, but in the end, Don Roley just doesn't answer me anymore. So he only sold me one, which was the Shoninki. And I tried to ask him. I know he's published some Fujitsu Seiko stuff. He won't sell them to me either, so I can't keep that collection going. I will try and get them in the end, but, So I've no idea what you're doing, Don. Why don't you just put it on Amazon? Everybody's, who's doing self-publishing puts them on Amazon. So I don't know your logic there, Donald, but I think you should, get them either out of available. If you're trying to spread the word of it, keep them available. And I don't really know why he's doing Fujitsu Seiko stuff. It's a little bit of a problem actually, because I'm glad he's doing something, don't get me wrong. I fully support all people doing any books on ninjutsu, even the self-published people, because I started self-published. It's just the best place to start to build an audience up. But what has come to light over the years is that Fujitsu Seiko didn't get everything right. In fact, there was quite a bit he got wrong. Yumi Onawa, not saying he got things, well, yeah, he did get things wrong, but he also put things in there that shouldn't have been there. Like all the tools and the shuriken and the criminal capture. He was obsessed with criminal capture and ninja, so he just mixed the two. So Fujitsu Seiko, and obviously Eric's doing a lot of the Gingetsu Ito stuff, and again, lots of that is a little bit dubious. Not Eric's translations, I mean the actual books themselves. These 1900s to sort of 1950s books were all a little bit, some bits are good, some bits are bad. You have to pull out the good and bad bits. So I'm glad there's people out there self-publishing, but I'm a little dubious about the avenues they're going down. There's also the French guy whose name I can't pronounce, but he has done Demystifying Ninjutsu, which I've not got yet, which I will get now. Right, so I know this is a ramble, but let's get on. Right, Krista's new book, 10 Years of Budo Ryu. Now, I bought this because A, it's a new book on ninjutsu and I want it for the collection, but B, she mentions me in it, so I tried to keep a copy of anything I'm published in just for, my own collection. But what sparked this video is the fact that Krista was promoting her book, and she talks about the way ninjutsu's gone over the last 10 years, because this book is a celebration of Krista's 10 years in Budo Ryu, which, there's no lie there. She's done 10 years of her own little organisation. That's fine. Sorry, I don't even mean little in a derogatory way, but obviously, we're not like Microsoft or anything. So what we've got there is Krista talking about all the different periods, and she talks specifically, or in the video I was listening to the other day, specifically about one period where we all worked together, me and Krista. Dean was not involved with us, but Dean was on the scene, Greg's on the scene, everybody's on the scene talking. And then she says, because I spoke to Krista via Skype, I had a Skype conversation with her, just typing, and we talked about how it's just died and it's gone, and she said this in the newest video, and it has. The entire ninja community has crash dived, spit fire into a rock face, boom, gone. It's just gone. And I want to disagree with Krista on one point in the main, is that she says, everybody's all good because everybody's gone into their own little, themselves. Like, for example, Greg Park has gone into Greg Park's world. He doesn't really produce videos anymore. He's got his own students. He keeps it private. Krista keeps it private. Dean, what's happened with Dean? I don't know. I'll get on to Dean in a minute. But Krista is saying that all the different groups have gone private and they're doing their own thing. I think this is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Anybody who thinks this is a good thing needs shooting. Taking out behind the chemical sheds and shooting, to be honest, Krista. It's terrible. When I came along, and we all know the story, I came along, we burst the scene open, everybody was chatting, they was arguing. Now, don't get me wrong, it got ridiculous. The arguments that were going on were ridiculous. But what came out of that was actually a really good forward move in ninjutsu. Everybody was starting to look at historical ninjutsu. Everybody started to question Bujinkan then, and Bujinkan now have been left with pure emotional supporters who just believe Hatsumi, or people who come at it with, they've got a choice now. They go, okay, historical ninjutsu or this. We can't, there is no way to tie the two together. It's sort of like you either do this, hand-to-hand combat, or you do the historical stuff. And that, there's a choice there now. But everybody was arguing, but at the end of it, it brought about discussion about ninjutsu. My aim was to unify everyone. Naive as I was, I once tried to get Krista, Greg, Dean, me, all working together to bring about ninjutsu, but I was just obviously had fairy dust in front of my eyes and thought that would be a good idea. No, that was a ridiculous idea, Anthony. Slap, it just didn't work. So what I'm trying to say is I wanted to get to a point where everybody was working together on ninjutsu. Even if we disagreed, we could all agree the Bansen Shukai's there. We could all agree the Shoninki, the Nippuden. We all agreed that they were there. And before I came along, people were whispering these or passing notes around, or little bits were being passed around. We produced them, published them, they're out there, everybody's got them now. And now everybody's got an introvert. They're all like, oh, okay, then we'll do it ourselves. So this idea of sitting on your own, studying ninjutsu, not getting into the ninja community is why it's on the bookshelf. Anybody can pick it up and have a go now. So there's no secrets there to study. It's published. Do you know what I mean? It's like, what? So this video is a bit of a whip and to like, I'm using Krista as an example, not in a bad way, because she's not any worse than anyone else. But I'm just using, she started the idea in my mind is like, I just want to tell everyone, it's just gone wrong, guys. It's just gone really wrong. Nobody is working together. And even if we can't work together, at least let's work in the open. Let's get videos on ninjutsu. Greg Park, nothing comes from Greg anymore. Krista, pretty much, I think Krista's videos are on loop now. Krista's videos go around, it's like, oh, here's, us doing some ground fighting. Here's us doing some sword work. Here's us doing this. Here's an advert for the DVD. Don't get me wrong, that's perfectly fine. But what's missing from that is, I've watched Krista's videos for a long time. It used to be groundwork, swordsmanship, advert for a video, ninjutsu, groundwork, ninjutsu. That's gone. The ninjutsu from Krista's curriculum is gone, and she's just reposting a lot of things that used to be done, so filming the same video again and posting it, whereas it used to be new stuff, Bansen Shukai stuff, Nippuden stuff, but of course she put a halt to us working together. I know she touches on that in the book, but basically I have never said I won't work with anyone. I'll work with Dean, I'll work with Don Rowley, I'll work with Krista, I'll work with Greg Park, I'll work with anyone, for the simple fact that gets the truth of ninjutsu out. Even if they don't fully agree on something, they all have to agree, Bansen Shukai, Shoninki, Nippuden, Gunpo Gyoshu, Iga and Koga ninja skills, yeah? They all have to agree they're real documents. You can't get out of that. They all agree. So we could all work on them together and get out. You can work on your own little private stuff in private, there's no reason not to. So it brings us around to Dean. What is Dean doing? Is that man crazy or what? So basically, when I came onto the scene, now don't get me wrong, I've liked ninja since childhood. I was with the Bujinkan for a long time, and then of course I did all this. I've done about 8 years now of this historical ninjutsu stuff. But when I came along and started ready to put videos out, I'm like, right, I'm ready, I've done enough research, I'm going to start putting videos out. Dean was this guy who was intellectual, sarcastic, but intellectual, used to wear a dicky bow, used to have a blackboard, and he would go through all the kanji, he'd go through all the ladders, all the bits of ninjutsu. I thought, right, okay, this guy's got a little bit of a beef with the world, but, man, what a great channel. Here's some information, here's some information. Of course, Dean has now dropped that entire persona, gone for more of a macho image, which is obviously he's done some weights, which is, look after yourself, that's fine. But now it's swearing every 2 minutes and fuck you guys and up yours and you're like, bloody hell, where have we gone, Dean? What's going on? So, and Dean doesn't do any ninjutsu, zero. And I'm like, come on, Dean, let's get that. And of course, sometimes it may be a case of, the problem we've got is, I've got Yoshie, I've got Miyako, I've got some other people behind me who will just literally be like, oh, that kanji means this and that. So sometimes I have pointed out when people are wrong, not because I know better, but because I've literally gone and researched it with the team. I've gone, well, what about this, what about that? But I'm never going to come out and go, wrong. The only time I do that is things like when Dean did the OS video, I was like a bit like, what? That's clearly not right, because in Japan, people use OS all the time. Like, I agree with Dean on most of his points. It's got military connotations, it's a bit of a negative word in some circles, but if you're in a dojo and you're training, that word is often said, and it's said to seniors, so that's why I did that video. But I don't want to, I'm not trying to penalise anyone here. I just want, when something's blatantly wrong, I'm like, okay, let's change that. But I want Dean to get back into the videos. I want Greg Park to get back into that. All the people, let's get some videos out there. But of course, it's all crashed and burned, and we've killed ninjutsu. Now, the reason I know for a fact, for an absolute fact, that nobody is interested. Well, sorry, not nobody. The majority of people are not interested in ninjutsu. Absolute fact. I have 8,700 subscribers, and I normally get between 800 and 1,000 hits per video on average. Some videos get much lower, some videos get like 50,000, but on the whole, most videos go out. I know in a couple of weeks or in a month, there'll be 800 to 1,000 hits on that video. So I'm getting like a 10%, 12% watch rate catching on my subscribers. Now, when I put a ninja video up, like I'm doing this new ninja training series, I've put the ninja video up. First video, same, 800, 1,000, 1,200. Next video, video 2, 500. Video 3, 400. Video 4, 300. I think we're down to about 250, 300 now. We're on video 9. But my point being is, when I upload something else that is not a teaching ninja video, back to my 10% catch rate. 800, 1,000, yep, they're watching it. So it's not that the subscribers are not there, it's the fact that the subscribers, or the people, you guys out there, are not so interested in historical ninjutsu, which is a bit of a shame because it's absolutely fascinating. And if you've been watching the new series, I make it as clear as possible. I've got blocks out, I've got bits on the table where I'm moving them around, so people get to see ninjutsu, in a more visual sense. So it can't be said that, the videos are getting boring or the subscribers are bored with, my videos, because I retain the same catch rate or the same response rate. What I am finding is that I concentrate on historical ninjutsu, the reality of ninjutsu, the subscribers fall away. Because people are like, oh, okay, right, okay, I don't get to jump around and throw shuriken and use swords. So I just wanted to bring this video out to maybe kick a bit of fuss up. Come on, guys. That's why I've mentioned some names. I usually avoid it. Dean, Don Rowley, Greg Park, Krista. I try and avoid the names because I'm trying to stay neutral in everything. Because as you all know, because I drill it into every other video, is I'm only here for the truth. 100% for the truth. No matter what it is. Absolutely. Whatever was historical ninjutsu, I want to know what it is. That's the aim of my quest. I can't change that aim. And it's led me to the Bansen Shukai, the Shonin-ki, the Gunpo Jyoshu. It's led me to all these things. So, of course, we're moving on to samurai stuff as well. Basic, Japanese warfare. So I did get Krista's new book, and I am a bit thingy. I am a bit disappointed that the entire, that 2012 period, I think it was, 2013, has just died and gone, and everybody has just retreated from the Bansen Shukai. I think that's a really sad state of affairs, and I think you all need a jolly good telling off, to be honest, for being so lazy, so probably self-centered, if you will. Come on, guys. We are trying to, I think it's got to the point where personal opinions and emotions have become higher than the cause or the subject. Of course, we call it the path, don't we? The way of the path, the ninja path, shinobi no ho, or whatever you want, the laws of the ninja. Whichever way you want to do it. The idea is we all follow the art, the path, the way. And we're sort of going, the laws of the ninja. What I'm saying is I'm not trying to get into a kanji discussion here. And point is like we all have this idea. Some people take the path of artists, some people take the path of, martial arts, hand-to-hand combat, and I quite like the path of military strategy. I think it makes your life much more interesting, and we've all took that path, and we're all at least interested in, to some extent, on the ninja. But it seems that for people who follow ninjutsu, they have really bad control over their emotion, which I think is ridiculous, because the entire point of ninja, the character Nin, is perseverance. It's a suppressed heart. It's a heart with a blade. You know, this idea of an iron or a sharp heart which has control. And people are just letting their own emotions get the better of them and be in front of the actual way. Why is you know, Dean is basically on some crusade against Krista, some crusade against... I actually don't disagree with Dean's crusade, by the way. He's against nearly everyone in the world if you're not Bujinkan. Basically, it's Bujinkan, yes, are you of my lineage? Right, you can pass. Bujinkan, no, shoot, pff, Dean. You know, Nazi Dean shooting them as they go past. You're like, come on, Dean, just broaden your horizons a bit. So, my point being is like, Dean, it would be nice if he could just be like, right, okay, let's do something about ninjutsu, let's have a go. And it would be nice if Krista came on and had a go, and maybe, you know, Greg Park came back. It would be really, really nice to see this. And when we had that 2011, 12, 13 stint of everybody sort of like the ninja community accelerating, we need to try and grab that back, but I don't know how to do it, guys. So if you've got any comments to help me bring back that idea of, we don't have to work together, Dean doesn't have to work with Krista, Krista doesn't have to work with Don doesn't have to work with Greg doesn't have to talk to me, you know, even JJ, the nicest man in the world, has left ninjutsu. He keeps telling me he's not, but he has. He's like, he sticks around and he's floating around, but he's doing more of his Spider-Man stuff, which, to be honest, is a very nice thing. He goes to hospitals and he goes to children's parties, and I think he treats with disabled kids, and he dresses as Spider-Man and climbs around, which is a wonderful thing to do for the kids. But it's, you know, basically JJ's looking at this society and going, I'll stick to Spider-Man because actually it's better than you guys arguing all the time, because I know that affects JJ, the arguing. So guys, even if you can't get on, if you claim that you study ninjutsu, then control your emotions. And if you claim that you're into ninjutsu, then and you're a YouTuber, start making YouTube videos. I can't understand YouTubers who claim to do ninjutsu who don't make ninja videos, because their excuse is, oh, it's private, it's personal, it's secret. Apart from it's all published. You know what I mean? You know, there's nothing secret about it, it's all published. So get that ninjutsu out there. And if you're claiming that you have your own ninjutsu and you don't want to share it with the world, perfectly fine. There are 500 pages in the Bansen Shukai. There are about 200 pages in the Shoninki version, you know, Nippiden 250 or something like that. There are at least 1,000 pages printed on ninjutsu by me alone. Yeah? So there's plenty for you to just pick up a book and say, look, I'm doing this, and let's do it. So come on, guys, let's Dean get, you know, drop the gangsterness, get back to, you know, your bow ties. I thought it was cool when you used to undo the bow tie and put it on. I was chuffed with that. I thought, yes, because I can't tie a bow tie, and I need to learn it, you know, so I was quite happy with that. Get the kanji board back out, Dean. Get this. You know, you don't have to be a gangster. Krista, just... what's wrong? You're an amazing editor. You're a superb editor of videos and filming it. Get them out there. There's nothing wrong with taking from the Bansen Shukai and showing it. You know, if you don't want to show your own stuff, then don't not show ninjutsu because it's from my books. They're not my books. They're books that I've published through me. They're awesome books. Not because I wrote them, because I'm just a facilitator. I've gone to Japan and made them available to you guys. Fujibayashi wrote them, Natori wrote them. I don't own Fujibayashi or, you know, the Hattori Hanzo. I don't own these people. Obviously we own the translation, but you know what I mean. You can, you know, feel free to make videos about it. Greg, come on, what are you doing? Get out, you know. You've got amazing abilities, Greg. You can climb stuff. You know, you're a very agile man. You're a very, like, active man. Let's see some ninjutsu out there. And the rest of it, basically, I don't think anybody else really YouTubes. Any other YouTubers, whatever you do it well, get out there and do it. Right, guys, I'm going to leave it there. I have no idea how long this video was. I'm going to go back to, you know, ninja training lessons now. So basically, if you've watched these videos and you've not caught up on the ninja training lessons, go back, have a watch, because I think it's time, you know, you got your head into historical ninjutsu, or got your head out of it and stop pretending to do ninjutsu. Right, guys, I'm off out now, so I'll see you later. Leave your comments below, guys, bad or good, I don't really care. Just, you know, tell me what you think. Why have we gone away from ninjutsu? Why can't we all control our emotions and work together and stop hating each other? Do you know what I mean? It's like, I know it's a bit of a cheesy peace message, but for God's sake, you know, if it means that nothing happens, let's at least argue, because arguing gets something to happen. And if we can get something to happen without arguing, that would be perfect. So, lowest level, nothing happens. Middle level, we all start arguing again about this, that and the other, and at least talk about historical ninjutsu. Top level is we all get on and do some YouTubing videos, because we're all YouTubers here, you know what I mean? That's what we do. Right, see you later, guys. Bye-bye.